welcome back to René of Paris for another live stream. Today's video is going to be about last-minute Halloween costume ideas, but also how to incorporate wigs into your costumes, especially working with wigs that you already have. Of course, with René of Paris, we have a wide range of synthetic and human hair wigs, and these wouldn't necessarily fall under the realm of costume wigs, but if you're already a daily wig wearer and you have a good wig collection, then you can really just, you can wear these wigs for costumes anyway, and if you're gonna have them as part of your wardrobe, you might as well use them for some really cool costume looks as well. And what I find really fun for things like this is sometimes I will get one of our wigs with René of Paris with the costume look in mind, but then I also know that I will wear that wig outside of costume looks as well. So it's a great way to kind of use it in a lot of different ways. And so for this weekend, I know some of us are doing some Halloween festivities, and of course Halloween is coming up very soon. And for those of us who might not have a costume yet, but we already are daily wig wearers, I'm gonna just give you some ideas on how to work with the wigs you already have, especially just based on different length wigs or different color wigs. So I have my blonde wig on right now. This is one of my favorites right now that we have. And then I also have a brunette, and then I kind of have a greenish tone. This is the smoky forest color from the Muse collection. This is absolutely one of my favorite wig colors that we have, and I feel like I just want to mention it more often in videos because it's just one of my favorite colors. It's just so unique. It's so incredible. And then I also have a kind of reddish shade. So just depending on what wigs you have in your wig wardrobe, I'm just going to give you some ideas based on hair colors and also just fun props that are easy to acquire last minute, easy to make yourself. So if you want to just have a quick, easy costume, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So just really quickly, I'll show you what these wigs are that I'm wearing. The one that I'm wearing right now, this is Linden in Spring Honey Tea. This is the natural movement fiber as well, which is a really nice blend of synthetic fibers to give it a really natural flowiness, and I just think this color and style combo is absolutely stunning. And when I put this wig on, this is definitely a wig that I've been wearing a lot regularly. Of course, it's not a costume wig like I was saying before, but it also just brings to mind so many different characters that I could instantly be with this kind of wig style. Like even just the way my makeup is done right now with these big lashes, because I know I want to do some costume looks. Love wearing the big lashes for costume looks. I feel like it's just giving like doll or fairy or something like that. And when you put on a certain wig, whatever kind of character like category comes to mind, you can totally work with that. So if I wanted to just wear this wig for a costume, I could put on a cute little like pastel colored dress and be like a princess, wear a little tiara, just cute things like that. And then of course, fairy. My go-to last minute costume is always fairy. I own like 5 pairs of fairy wings, but even if you don't already have fairy wings for a last minute costume, they're quite easy to make yourself. You just need some wire to make the shape. These aren't ones that I made, but just for an example, you can use wire to make the shape. If you don't have wire, you can even use a wire coat hanger to make some quick, simple fairy wings. So it's just a really great last minute costume for that reason. So while I have this wig on, I'll just throw on a couple of pieces just to show you kind of how I put together a last minute costume like this. So especially with the color scheme of the outfit, that's really important as well. So I'd probably wear like a cute little dress, and it's fun to kind of stick with a monocolor outfit. So recently I did a fairy look where I just wore all pink everything in a way that maybe I wouldn't wear that for a normal outfit generally, but I had pink gloves on, a pink dress, and just kind of went for the full pink look, and that already kind of makes you look like a cartoon character because it's the way that characters would dress and not necessarily like a person in day-to-day. How often do you see someone wearing like a full one colored outfit? But then here's some other fun things you can do, and working with the wigs as well. This is something that I love to do to kind of just automatically make any hairstyle look like a fairy look, is use some of these flowers, fake flowers. I have a lot of fake flower decor in my room, so sometimes if I want to use it for a costume look, I will even just borrow it from my decorations. But just instantly, if you kind of use some bobby pins, like these little clips here, you can just use any regular hair clip. You don't have to use special hair clips for your wigs, but you can just kind of hide that stem in the hair, and you automatically kind of bring up the level of that costume just by kind of adding in some pieces like that. So let me just add in maybe 2 of these just to show. And again, this is just working with things that I already had around anyway. Now, of course, I am someone who does a lot of costume looks, so maybe I might have a couple more costume things around than the average person. But it is items that are pretty easy to acquire, especially if you have a costume store near you. They will always have these kinds of things, but even just a craft store. So if you don't want to go to a Halloween store around this time of year, I don't blame you. They can be quite chaotic. Go to the craft store, get some fake flowers, so I have ivy hanging on my wall, and recently I did a poison ivy look, like the DC character Poison Ivy, and I wore one of my red wigs. I'll talk about that more when I'm wearing this red wig here, because this is a really nice shade that you could use for a look like that. But just getting some fake ivy, putting on a green outfit, putting some fake ivy around you, automatically have a really good Poison Ivy look, because her costume is quite simple. So it's kind of looking what you already have around and looking at the wigs you already own that you can incorporate into a costume look. And now if I was to really kind of make this even more fairy-esque, all you really have to do is just add some rhinestones to your makeup, add some glitter. This body glitter is so much fun. It's just like a little kind of like soft applicator right there, and you just tap it. I know I'm gonna wear glitter tonight, so I was just, any costume, glitter adds to it, but definitely a fairy look. Just add glitter, rhinestones, especially if you're doing a monochrome outfit, like an all pink outfit or something, wear some pink eyeshadow. Go for, like, if you're wearing a highlight or something, do a highlight in a color that matches your outfit. All these things just really enhance the level of the look. So even though it technically is a last minute thrown together outfit, you're incorporating things that you wouldn't already wear on a regular basis, and that's kind of all you have to do to make it more of a costume look. So yeah, fake flowers for this. Really, really fun. And you can do that with any of the wigs. I just feel like this wig in particular was really kind of giving like doll, princess, fairy vibes, and I just kind of roll with whatever kind of vibe I'm getting from the wig. So, okay, so let's see. So that's a fun way to kind of incorporate some fake flowers, and again, it's some things you might already have around the house, or they're pretty easy to get at a craft store. Yes, that you can use to add to your wigs just using little hair clips. So the simple things like that are a good way to add. And now generally just talking about other characters that you could do blonde. Think of like superheroes, think of characters that are just known for being blonde. Like recently a friend of mine did a Supergirl costume, and that looked really good, and she's naturally blonde, so she just wore her natural hair. So if you have a blonde wig, any characters like that, easy costume right there. And then if you think of like group costumes, you could think of the Powerpuff Girls, for example. Right there you have a character with every hair color. You have Bubbles, blonde, Blossom's buttercup, Blossom is redhead, Buttercup is brunette. So right there, whatever wigs you already have in your collection, you could easily do one of those characters. Really great group costume as well. Just grab some friends with the other hair colors, give them some of your wigs, dress everybody up. That's always fun. Okay, great. So now I'm gonna move on to the brunette wig. Although actually I do wanna mention, because I might even wear this for a costume myself for Halloween. I was trying to put together a last minute costume. This is kind of a joke amongst cosplayers. So as a cosplayer, I do costume looks quite often. And a joke amongst cosplayers is that oftentimes for Halloween, we kind of overlook Halloween and aren't prepared because we're so busy for like other conventions. Comic-Con just happened recently, so I did so many costumes just last weekend for that. So now that it's Halloween, I'm like, oh my gosh, what in my house can I use to make a costume? I saw this cowboy hat, which I absolutely bought this just to wear regularly because I thought it was cool. But then I was like, how cute would it be if I just did a little cowboy costume this weekend and wear that with any wig, and it just looks so good. And then with this, I think I would just wear an all black outfit. If you have cowboy boots to go with the cowboy hat, that would be really cute. I even have a pink cowboy hat that I could wear, and then I could do an all pink outfit. So right there, in this case, I'm not even really doing anything to the wig, but it just kind of adds a little cute element to wear hats. And of course, some people ask if you can wear hats and things like that with your wigs. If you're very new to wigs, I just want to make that clear that you can still wear hats. You can still use regular hair clips and all of that. So don't be afraid to do fun things to add to your Halloween costume look. Now to talk about some brunette characters, let's switch to a brunette wig. So recently for our channel with René of Paris, I just filmed some looks for the Wicked movie. So I did Glinda and Elphaba. So I actually have these two wigs handy for those looks. So definitely check out that video when it comes out. This wig was such a perfect option for a Glinda look. So right there, the Wicked movie is very trendy right now, of course. So easy costume. The Glinda look especially was quite easy because all you have to do is wear a pink dress, you might already have one, wear a crown and have a little wand, and right there, you're really recognizable Glinda. Even if people don't know you're Glinda, you just look like a really great kind of pink witch or fairy. That's really, really cute. But if you do have a group costume, doing an Elphaba look as well is fantastic. So I ended up using my Lennox wig for the Elphaba look that we just did recently. This is Lennox in dark chocolate. I just realized I got that glitter all over me. That was the plan. But yes, I was like, what is that? Oh, just put glitter everywhere. So here is the wig. So again, this is a wig that's one of my favorite wigs to wear regularly. But then it also was so fantastic for a Glinda look. And what I was saying before, if you're trying to come up with a costume to go with a wig you already own, just kind of think about what comes to mind when you see the wig. So even just now, I wasn't even planning on mentioning this, but when I put this wig on, I was like, oh, this is kind of reminding me of like Megan Fox's hair. Like I could do a Megan Fox costume. She has some outfits that you could do that are more recognizable, and I think that's actually a costume I've seen quite a lot of people do. That right there is a great costume you can do automatically, is like any trendy pop star at the moment. Like of course, all the ones that were big this summer. Sabrina Carpenter has been a really popular cosplay this year, and that again, just wear any kind of cute pink dress. The wig that I was just wearing could be a good option. I also think the wig style Sage is in a blonde color is fantastic for a Sabrina Carpenter look. That's something I definitely want to do at some point. But this, I wasn't even going to mention that. I just felt like this wig was giving Megan Fox vibes right now. So you could definitely do like a prominent celebrity with a certain hair color. So yes, I'm using my René of Paris wide tooth comb. Really fantastic for detangling. But yes, I was talking about the Elphaba look a moment ago. So we did film that for the René of Paris channel that will be coming out before Halloween, of course. But so that I did full green face paint. But it was actually easier than you would think because her costume is very covered, so you're not putting full green body paint on, you're just doing your face. Her costume even kind of has a high neckline, so you only really have to go this far. And then for that look, I just put a braid, and so that was an easy costume. Face paint is such a good thing to have on hand for any last minute costume looks. I know that most people probably don't already have face paint on hand, but I bought a face paint palette with 6 different colors from the brand Miron, which is a really great face paint brand. I bought one of those a couple years ago, and I don't use it that often, but it kind of, I run into situations a lot where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I have that face paint palette. So even just having something like that is kind of great to have for future reference. Especially if you're someone who loves costumes, even if you don't dress up that often, it will come in handy. Because I love dressing up for Halloween, but I love dressing up for Renaissance fairs, things like that. So if you're just someone who has fun dressing up and switching up your look, it is a fun thing to keep around. But yes, so I wanted to show a really easy costume you could do is a pirate look. So on our YouTube channel, we actually did a video on the pirate look, I think last year, just going all in depth with different things you could add to accessorize to create a kind of pirate look. And one of them that's really easy is just to kind of use a red bandana. I think that always kind of gives pirate vibes. This is a really big one, so I'm going to fold it over a few times. But if you had like a hoop earring, you could just wear one hoop earring. I'm going to actually, I'll put the wig into a ponytail because I think that would look even cuter with the bandana. I think what I'll do is a half ponytail like this, and then put the scarf on my head, and I think that kind of gives a piratey look to begin with, and adding in more bandanas maybe on your arm or something like that. For a pirate look, layered skirts is really great. If you just do any sort of layering, if you have any top that kind of looks like a corset top, even if it's not a corset top, if it just kind of has that vibe to it, pairing that over a puff sleeve shirt combined with layered skirts, that right there is a really great base for a pirate look. It could be for a kind of Renaissance woman, like Renaissance fair look or something in that territory. Layering pieces that you have in your wardrobe already that maybe you wouldn't pair them that way for a normal outfit, it's a really great way to kind of reuse your wardrobe for costume looks. Because like for Halloween, anything goes. Like you could just turn anything into a costume, and it doesn't matter if you wouldn't normally pair it, you can still do that if you want to. So I just kind of folded this over a few times, and now I'm just tying it. I put it into a triangle shape like that, and I'm just putting the triangle towards the back. Then you want to put the flat part towards the front, and then you can just tie it here. And honestly, the bigger the scarf, like the longer it is, the better, because then you have those pieces hanging down in the back, and that kind of just adds to the look as well. So right there, if I added a hoop earring, maybe some more bandanas, kind of a puff sleeve white button down or something, that would be such a perfect pirate look, and so easy. So all you really have to do is add a red scarf, maybe an earring, puffy sleeve shirt. Perfect outfit, good to go. I think you would be recognizable. Stripes would be a great thing to wear if you just had a striped shirt, a striped scarf, anything like that would really add to a pirate look. So you can really just get creative and see how simple it can be. But of course, this right now is a simple look and you wouldn't know who I was just based on this. But I'm mentioning all these things that I think anybody would just have in their wardrobe that you could add pieces together. Wearing a lot of gold jewelry would be great for a pirate look. So things like that. I just have a lot of fun with it. And then, of course, other brunette characters you could do. I was saying any kind of notable brunette celebrity. I was saying this wig was kind of giving Megan Fox vibes. Superheroes, again, Wonder Woman, right there. Super easy. That is such a fun costume to do. There's a lot of good ones like that you could do. And then Velma from Scooby-Doo, probably. I have a lot. I love my short wigs. I don't have any like in reach right now, but I often wear short brunette bobs with bangs because those are some of my favorite styles. Like I often wear the Cody wig from the Amore Collection, shorter style. I like it in the brunette colors. That right there, I've done so many Velma looks because that is such an easy last minute costume. Just put on an orange long sleeve shirt, red skirt, fake glasses, such an easy Velma look with the wig that I already have in my collection and wear all the time. Okay, let's see. Now, the last two wigs I'm going to show to talk about some costume looks are a redhead wig and then also getting into kind of more colorful wig territory. That's where you can really go all out with kind of fairy looks, you can do a witch look, things like that. And you can do those kind of looks with any of these wig colors, but I'll get more into that when I show the colorful wig, the things that you can do with the colorful wig specifically that are just so fun for those kind of outfits. I'm sorry, I want to mention this wig style is from the Alexander Couture Collection. This one is Leonie, and this is in the color Autumn Sunrise. This is one of my favorite kind of reddish tone, red tone wigs that we have. I think this is so stunning. So again, one of my favorite wigs that I already wear regularly, but there's so many recognizable redhead characters. So recently, just this past weekend for New York Comic Con, I did a Poison Ivy look. That could be a really good option to use for that. And again, I was saying before, just wrap yourself in some ivy. Just, like I was saying, sometimes I borrow it from my wall decor. This is in reach. So just wrap that around your head, wrap it around your body if you're wearing a green outfit. Perfect, easy costume. So I feel like if you thought about like, oh, I want to do a Poison Ivy look, I feel like you would just assume that was a more involved costume look. But when you actually look into the pieces, great outfit, red wig, ivy. It actually is quite simple, and I think that's a look that would look so, so good. And yes, I love the lace part and lace front on this wig, by the way. It's just very, very stunning, very realistic. So yes, just want to show that. Okay, so again, like I was saying, with the brunette wig, you could do a Velma look. With a reddish wig, you can do Daphne. So I think Daphne is quite an easy character to do as well, especially if you're in a group costume. A lot of times, even if your costume isn't like super detailed, if you're in a group, they already are part of your costume props and accessories practically, and like in the context of the group, I think it makes the outfit a lot more recognizable. You could just wear a purple dress, purple scarf. I think she has purple tights. That kind of vibe, especially if you have your group, that's a really great costume as well. That is one that I was considering being, because I am going to dress up tonight as something, and I'm still figuring that out. I think that as a cosplayer, I go all out for my costumes for cons and stuff, and then for Halloween, I feel like it's a fun opportunity to wear costumes that I wouldn't wear in any other scenario. So I saw this cowboy hat, and I just thought that would be a fun costume. And like, I wouldn't go to a convention dressed as a generic cowboy, but I can do that for Halloween, and it's so fun. And I probably, like, I would wear this hat regularly too, but probably wouldn't bother with that often. But to wear for Halloween, it's just such a cute idea. You could have like a little lasso. That would be so fun. Oh, put your hair, oh my gosh. Put your hair in pigtails or little braids. That's perfect. I'm gonna do that. And once you kind of start trying pieces on, just like you're seeing happen with me, ideas will just come to you. Like I'm just kind of like thinking of random cute little things. And again, they're just fun for last minute costume ideas, but once you kind of get your brain going, you kind of just think of some cute ideas. There you go. That's such a cute cowboy costume already. You could wear just like cut off jeans or a little vest, a plaid shirt. Adorable costume. Okay. Now, oh, I also want to mention a couple other characters you could do as a redhead. Again, so many recognizable red hair characters. Another character, I don't know if you would know this character for broad. I think most people know Starfire from DC Comics. She's a red hair character, has like a purple outfit. That's one that I've definitely done with a lot of my René of Paris red wigs before. And last year for on our YouTube channel with René of Paris, we did a video for a Pennywise costume, and that was actually quite fun because it was like a kind of like a cute glam like girl version of Pennywise, and Pennywise technically has red hair, so to do that kind of Pennywise makeup and then have the red hair is just such a cute little touch with that as well. And again, I keep mentioning face paint. Like, if you don't already have face paint, maybe that's hard to acquire last minute for costumes, but if you do have face paint, you can do anything with face paint. I was talking about the Elphaba look, Pennywise, just do a white face paint and do like the red kind of lines he has with the red smile. So many characters you could do like that with just face paint. And earlier when I was wearing the blonde wig, I was talking about a doll look. If you wanted to, you can kind of turn it into like a marionette doll. You could just draw lines here with eyeliner to kind of make it into like a puppet or marionette. And you can kind of exaggerate your features in a way that you would see on a doll. So you can kind of outline your mouth more, add a lot of extra blush, wear a lot of eyeliner, big doll lashes, and you can have a really good marionette doll kind of costume. Okay, now I'm just gonna quickly talk about ways that you can incorporate some fun color wigs as well. So we have some amazing colors in some of our collections that I just think are so unique. This again is one of my favorites. This is Lavish Waves from the Muse collection is the style, and this color is Smoky Forest. Smoky Forest I think is just truly one of my favorite colorful wig options of all time because it's just so stunning. I've always loved the look of green hair, but I've never seen a hair color like this one. Like not on someone's real hair, not on a wig. Like I think it is just so stunning and unique. And with things like that root and the fact that it has a lace front, lace part here, makes it look really realistic. So let me put this on. I used this yesterday to film a Beetlejuice costume that will also be coming up on our channel soon. So that was a really fun one. So right there, that's a good costume idea. And that face paint, that makeup was surprisingly relatively easy compared to what I expected. But that also looked so good and looked like I had put so much effort into. I mean, it definitely was quite time consuming. But basically I did white face paint and then you kind of put like green eyeshadow. You could just use eyeshadow you already have for the kind of green on his face for Beetlejuice, and then purple eyeshadow just all around your whole eye, under your eye, and then you have a really good Beetlejuice look right now. And costumes like that are so fun because you can really just go in any direction that you want to go in. So you can go for like a super movie accurate version and just kind of go all out with like the special effects makeup. You could like put fake moss on your face and stuff like that. Or you could do a fun like glam version. You can even just skip the face paint, just do like a purple eyeshadow, all that good stuff. You can really just go whatever direction you want with it. And like incorporating rhinestones to any look is so fun. That's something else you can just pick up at any craft store. So going back talking about Pennywise, you could do the red face paint or you could use red rhinestones for the Pennywise makeup. Same with Beetlejuice. Instead of using green face paint, you could use green rhinestones as well. So that's a really fun way to do it. When I did the Beetlejuice look, I actually did UV reactive green face paint, and so it would like glow in UV light. So that's a fun thing you can do as well. I have this little kit of like eyeliners that come in all different UV colors, and that's really fun. Okay, especially if you're going to like a Halloween event or something where they might have like black lights or UV lights. That's a really good kind of fun thing to plan ahead for, to purposely wear things that will react under the UV light. So with a colorful wig like this, all of the different costumes that I mentioned before, like fairy, witch, all of those, my favorite way to do it is just to pick a color scheme. So for this, it would be so fun to kind of stick with a green color scheme. And this I saw kind of on the side next to the wig by coincidence. And I think that this would be such a beautiful color scheme, this kind of purple and green. And so I could just do that with the whole outfit. Wear similar kind of colors, incorporate more fake flowers into the outfit. A fairy look is the easiest costume, I think, to work with what you already have, but then make it look really high effort, even if it isn't. So use bobby pins, put fake flowers in your hair. You could, if you had more of these, you could then pin it to your outfit. So if you're just wearing a simple black dress or something, pin the purple flowers all over the dress. That would look really nice. And yes, I'll put these fairy wings on just to show the effect again. These wings were so fun. They lit up, but one side of them went out, unfortunately, but that's something fun you could do, is get some light up wings. And now if you were doing a fairy style like this, another way you can kind of just add fairy elements to it is just adding some braids into the hair. So if I just took this piece here and just braided it and just kind of added a couple other random braids throughout the wig, that would also make it look really kind of fairy-esque. I'll just do a little bit so you can kind of get the visual idea. This wig is quite long, so if I was sitting here doing a bunch of braids on camera, that would probably take some time, but you can really just see that. If there was a full braid there, maybe add like another braid here, wrap it around the flower, that would look really nice, and then add some elf ears. That's a pretty easy costume piece to find and pick up as well. Add little elf ears, that would just look so cute as well. And so yes, when you do have fun color wigs like this one, it's really fun to kind of incorporate those colors into the outfit in a way that you can't do as easily with like blondes, brunettes, and reds. So there's so many fun costumes you can do like for those kind of hair colors, but I love using a wig like this in a fun bright color for costume looks as well. And so talking about like witch, this hat. So this hat I probably wouldn't pair with the green because I think the green and the orange doesn't go super well together. But I did a costume look once with kind of one of our, like I think our red copper wig color, which is like a bright red. That was a limited edition color that might still be available, I'm not sure. But that is such a stunning like bright red color. And I did a whole costume look with this hat, an orange outfit, and the bright orange hair. That was really nice. So stick with the color scheme. That's always a fun way to do it. And right there, I just love the way this looks, especially if you kind of make it so it really just looks integrated into the hair. I just think that looks so cute. Okay, so, and then also just showing some other accessories and outfits. I loved striped socks for looks like that. If I was doing a witch look, wearing the orange hat, and then I have orange and black striped socks. That would look really cute for a witchy look. If I had, with this, I think I would totally wear these striped socks with this hair. I really love this green with purple, so I could have purple in the flowers, purple in the socks, purple in the outfit. That would look cute. Another thing to mention is I love dressing up for Renaissance fairs. That's why I also have a lot of like witchy fairy pieces for Renaissance fairs as well. But recently for the last Renaissance fair I went to, I even got this little bag that you can just kind of wrap around on a belt around your waist. And I never thought to do this before, but incorporating your purse into your costume is so amazing because instead of carrying around a backpack that totally broke the vibe of like the fairy costume I was doing for the Renaissance fair, having this to carry all my stuff in instead was so cute because then I could just be in costume fully and not have a bag that didn't go with the vibe. So to have a bag that matches the vibe is so fun. So yes, I'm not sure which costume I'm going to do. Definitely let us know which costumes you think you're gonna do. Mix up the pieces. I'm gonna make cowboy, fairy, you can do both. But yeah, so I'm kind of deciding what I want to do as well because I'm figuring out my last minute costumes. I was kind of into the cowgirl idea. That's because I saw this hat and I thought it would be a fun opportunity to wear the hat. Of course, any animal ear costumes are always fun to do, but then especially if you are incorporating hair colors into it, that's fun. I just thought this blonde wig was so glam that it really just made me want to do a look with this. I thought it looked cute with the cowboy hat. I really like that look. So we'll see if I can build a costume around this. So yes, that is all of the quick Halloween tips that I wanted to mention in this video. In order to make a Halloween costume out of just pieces you have, work with pieces that you already have, like hats and scarves, and have fun with makeup too. Just go all out with a fun eyeshadow look, even if you don't have face paint. Just adding a color that you don't normally wear or a fun lip color is so much fun as well. And yes, definitely let us know which costumes you think you're going to be for Halloween this year. And if you want to go back and watch this live stream later, all of our live streams get posted to our Instagram where you can watch them all in full there. And of course, if you're watching it after it's been posted, definitely comment on that video and let us know which costumes you're going to be this year. And if you use any of our wigs in your costume, definitely tag us because we would love to see that. So I hope you all have a really fun time this year, kind of celebrating however you choose to, and I hope you have so much fun and be safe. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye everyone.